you're not just taking their powers, but you're taking their whole identity. You're always going to be compared to the original, and if the original has made a massive footprint on culture, like Iron Man, Captain America, Batman, Superman, once they've made that massive footprint on culture like that, you're not going to be able to even compare to them. And I feel like if they just let Falcon write in his own name, in his own space, he might have been something more than what he is now, which I believe he's just in Captain America's shadow, and he always will be, you know. This movie, they went out of their way to call him Captain America multiple times, like Captain America, Captain America, Captain America. And what's that famous line from Tywin Lannister?
I am the king!
Any man who must say, I am the king, is no true king.
So, I went to see Captain America, Brave New World. I'm late because I didn't even want to go see it. If it wasn't for YouTube, if it wasn't for content, if it wasn't for me wanting to talk about the issue of why I feel Sam being made Captain America is a mistake, I wouldn't have even gone to see this at all. I kind of went to see this to make sure I have full knowledge before I do this video essay that I'm planning on doing about Captain America, Sam Wilson, Falcon, and the whole mess behind it since 2014, and why I feel it was a mistake for the MCU to follow the path of the comics, and the comics already made that mistake in the first place in 2014 because they wanted, the agenda wasn't aligning properly with the narrative of the story of Marvel, you know. What they wanted outside of universe didn't make sense in universe for the characters, and I'll touch on that in my essay. But we're just going to talk about the movie right now and how I felt about it. And funnily enough, I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. I think what's happened is the previous Marvel films were so trash post Endgame, and Endgame itself wasn't that great, if I'm honest. I didn't really feel it that much. Infinity War was epic. So this was kind of like a breath of fresh air, trying to delve into that Winter Soldier aspect, the whole, you know, political thriller and intensity, and the whole, you know, White House president, you know, politics of Japan, all that kind of stuff was really fun to me. Like, and I love when they mix like the MCU, Marvel, superhero craziness in that realistic world. I love when they mash those two things together. I know a lot of people complain about that, but I find that really interesting, especially if they do it right. Like the leader with his weird, fantastical, big brain look, but he's in this political serious political thriller, and then you've got like the Red Hulk obviously at the end. This is all spoilers, by the way, and that dynamic and all of that I just found really interesting, and the acting was great. I think everybody was on point. I think Harrison Ford did a great job, you know. Even Haquin, whatever his name is, Jacqueline, like, I thought he was good. Like, I've seen some reviews, they said he was annoying or too chatty or over the top. I didn't really find that. I found him quite endearing. There was some emotional moments. I liked Isaiah Bradley in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. You know, I didn't like Falcon and the Winter Soldier as much as this. Like, this is way better than Falcon and the Winter Soldier, by the way. You know? So, yeah, I liked Isaiah Bradley and his dynamic with Sam. All of that was great, you know? So why the hate? Why do I hate? I don't even hate this film because I already disliked the idea of this film before I'd even seen it. So there was nothing to hate. It was just the concept of Sam Wilson being Captain America. I think that's a big reason why this film isn't doing so well. And I was watching Captain Midnight's review of this movie just before I got home. On my way home, I was listening to it. And the reason why I listened to him was because he's not exactly in that anti-woke camp. You know, he's not one of them people that you can say is a grifter or what else. He seems to be one of them people that just try to be as honest as possible. Same with people like Jeremy Jahns and stuff like that. So I was listening to him just to see what he has to say, and it was interesting because he had a negative review, probably more negative than mine. And there was a point that he made where the leader and his big master plan, because his whole superpower is how intelligent he is his big brain, how clever he can manipulate people and do all this stuff to trick people, because he's so super smart, right? So his big reveal was the Red Hulk. That was his trump card, no pun intended. That was his trump card, the Red Hulk, you know? And we all knew that, like, Red Hulk was in it. We all knew Red Hulk was going to be a part of it. And it was like, well, that's like anticlimactic, because your big plan was the guy that has been blasted all over the ads and the marketing for this movie. And we're supposed to be like, whoa, what? You know? And he made a great point to say that the reason why Red Hulk was advertised that heavily was because Marvel, Disney didn't believe Anthony Mackie's, Sam Wilson's Captain America Falcon could actually sell the movie on his own. And that's probably very, very close to the truth. I'm very inclined to believe that's why Red Hulk was pushed so hard, because they knew Anthony Mackie's Falcon alone, Anthony Mackie's Captain America alone couldn't sell this movie, you know? And I think that's where the issue lies. I think normies, no matter how good this movie could have been, like, so a lot of people have criticized this movie. I feel like a lot of people are trying to find a way to explain why they don't like this. But I think it's almost like there's an underlying thing there that people aren't saying, which is something to do with Falcon, Captain America, Anthony Mackie's Falcon, Captain America, you know? Because the movie is it's not bad. It's not like mind-blowing, but it was serious. There was no annoying MCU humor, and compared to the last run of trash we've had, it felt really like epic, and they took everything seriously. They introduced adamantium, they talked about the Celestial. There was so much stuff in this, packed into this. And yeah, there was some silly moments, annoying moments here and there. Bucky's appearance was cool. He had some really good words. And I agreed with the decisions they made in this movie. Like Sam, if he's going to be Captain America, him not taking the serum. And the funny joke at the end where Sam was like, Bucky's full of shit because of the whole Captain America serum thing. If you've seen it, you've seen it. I'm guessing you've seen it. That actually made me crack up. Nothing else made me laugh in this except for that, because that was good. Especially considering how good Bucky's speech was. So that was funny. Yeah, there's so much good stuff in this movie that I really believe that it's just the idea of Anthony Mackie as Captain America that just subconsciously makes people just be like, I ain't feeling this, you know? I know that maybe you could say I'm projecting or whatever, my own opinions, maybe I am. But like the harsh criticism from normies, it's not even from like anti-woke people like that. I've seen normies say this movie was mid. I've seen people that like Captain America, that like Anthony Mackie, that defend Anthony Mackie's version of Captain America. I've seen people that just say the movie's mid. I thought it was good. It wasn't excellent. It wasn't Winter Soldier or even Civil War, but it was fun and it had cool action scenes. I think because it just lacked that MCU annoying humor, that's what made it really good to me. Now, let me explain briefly before I go into my video essay that I'll go into detail about this, why I think Anthony Mackie's Captain America doesn't work. And I'm going to use my friend that I went to go see it with. I went with my friend to see this movie. Now, my friend has no real knowledge of the MCU like that. Like, he's seen a couple, he's seen Black Panther, he's seen the Avengers movies, and he's seen like maybe a Captain America movie or something, you know, like he's seen a few of them with me, but he doesn't really pay attention to the news like that of MCU stuff. He doesn't give a crap, you know. He's really like, he's more normie than a normie, if that makes any sense. So, and he fell asleep while he's watching the movie. Granted, he said himself that, I think I'm just tired, man. Like he fell asleep, but then he said, I think it was a good sleeping pill though. That's what he said about the movie. That was his review. He said the movie was a good sleeping pill. And then what I found interesting, keep in mind my friend isn't white, he's Asian, and he said, why is Captain America black now? Like, why is he that's what he said to me. Why is it this guy? And then he said, what really interested me, I thought it would be the ponytail guy that would be Captain America. And I was like, who are you talking about? What ponytail guy? No, the one that he was trying to save in the other movies. Oh, you mean Bucky? And it was like, yeah, that guy. The one that he was talking. I was like, what? No, you guys don't have to believe me. You can think I'm making this all up. But honest to God truth, this is everything. This normie guy that doesn't follow the MCU, doesn't watch anything online, doesn't see anything. This is how he interpreted the movie, not even knowing it was even out. I don't think he even knew it was out. I don't think he's seen any ads. When Ross turned into Red Hulk, he was like, what? Why is he Hulk? He was like, it's so fun when you watch these movies from someone that has no knowledge, no anything to do with this stuff. He was like, what's this Hulk guy? Why is he copying the Hulk, you know? And that was interesting to me as well, because he said, why is he copying the Hulk? You know, that's what his normie brain of this stuff thought about it. And he also said, why is this black guy Captain America? I thought it would be naturally the other guy, the ponytail. That's what he thought. So I'm guessing he obviously knows about, you know, the diversity stuff, because it's so overt now. He knows about that in everything. It's not just at Marvel. Everything has it. So he's interpreting that as some kind of diversity thing. And we don't even really talk about stuff like that, you know? So I just found that incredibly interesting seeing that from a normie. So I'm so glad I went to watch it with him, because that really informed some things about this to me, you know? And what I think that means is it's just separate from the Sam Wilson being Captain America, or a black guy being Captain America. It means once you've seen someone be that thing for an extended period of time, trying to replace them like a mantle, it by itself just isn't going to be it. You know, it's not going to work as well. It's not going to be as hitting. You know, name one, like in the comics, they've got Flash and they've got like Miles Morales and stuff like that. But name one that's where the mantle is being passed down to someone and the main person doesn't feature. Keep in mind, in the video games and in the movies, Peter Parker still appears for the Miles Morales stuff. Miles Morales has never actually been on his own. Falcon in this was on his own, and he was actually trying to be the Captain America, you know? So maybe if Steve was there, maybe it would have felt different for him. But just like how in the Spider-Verse movies, they always have Peter Parker there, or some kind of version of Peter Parker there, to help Miles still, almost to help Miles go down, like taking salt with your meal or something like that. It's so weird. Mantles by itself isn't the best way to make a character popular. You might make them second fiddle popular. You might make them halfway decent popular, like She-Hulk. And she's not even really a mantle, she's just another version of Hulk, because she has her own name. That's the key thing about having your own name, is a very big thing, because you're not just taking their powers, but you're taking their whole identity. You're always going to be compared to the original. And if the original has made a massive footprint on culture, like Iron Man, Captain America, Batman, Superman, once they've made that massive footprint on culture like that, you're not going to be able to even compare to them. Anthony Mackie going in with the Captain America name was almost like a detriment for him, I think, you know. Now, granted, you could do the exact same movie and call him Falcon. That would still not work, because they haven't built him up. They haven't built him up to have his own movie like that, where you can watch it and be like, damn, you know. But it probably would have been a bit more accepted a lot easier, though, because he wouldn't be riding on anyone else's coattails. People just see it for what it is, his own thing. So maybe it would have done better. We'll never really know. Like, the thing is with movies, I think movies are the most powerful form of getting an idea or a character out there. And we just need to look at Guardians of the Galaxy, Iron Man. Before he was B-list, now he's A-list. You know, you just need to look at all these things that, like Blade. No one knew what the fuck Blade was until they dropped that movie in the late 90s, you know? So movies are a very good vehicle to get things popular. It's just Hollywood needs to be able to trust the power that they already have. Sometimes they don't know their own power. And I feel like if they just let Falcon breathe on his own, in his own right, in his own name, in his own space, he might have been something more than what he is now, which I believe he's just in Captain America's shadow, and he always will be, you know? This movie, they went out of their way to call him Captain America multiple times, like Captain America, Captain America, Captain America. And what's that famous line from Tywin Lannister?
I am the king!
Any man who must say, I am the king, is no true king.
Any man that must call himself king is no true king. Now, he didn't call himself Captain America, but outside of universe, you know, Marvel is calling him Captain America because they want him to be Captain America. They're trying to tell you he's Captain America consistently. How many times if you count how many times they called him Captain America in this film versus how many times they called Steve Rogers Captain America, I promise you it's got to be way more. Maybe I could be wrong, and if you count it, I'm like, oh, actually, I didn't even notice. But it felt like a lot. You know, they kept calling him it a lot. And it felt like they were trying to tell you, like, he's Captain America. Look, he's Captain America. But it just feels so like any man that must call himself king is no true king. That's what it feels like. Oh, man. So it's a shame because I honestly think him being Captain America has probably soured it, you know. I think that it's hard to just make that claim without any solid proof, you know. It could just be me projecting, but it's like I don't think the movie was that bad, you know. It was, especially with the comedy being toned down, helped a lot for me. But yeah, anyway, I'm talking to all this stuff about this is supposed to be more stuff for my video essay, so I guess you're getting a little preview of that. So let me talk more about the actual film and the content and what I like. This, like, that chick, the Israeli chick or whatever, I can't remember what her superhero name is. I liked her intensity. I liked how, like, she seemed serious and scary, but then when she started becoming more of a good guy, she started seeming silly. It's like as soon as you become good in Marvel, you just become more silly. I don't know what that is. Good guy means act like an idiot. But yeah, so I was actually feeling like, oh, I actually don't mind her. Like, yeah, she's like a bad bitch and she's shooting guys and that. Yeah, she's cool. And then it got to the moment where she's like putting on her pseudo superhero outfit and then she's going to do the obligatory hallway, take out a bunch of men scene. And this chick is like 4'0" nothing, man. And she's literally beating up these huge towering men left and right, and it just looks so stupid, man. And I liked her because she seemed like, you know, like when she's using the gun and that, when she's like being clever and, you know, trying to protect the president, that looked believable. But when she started trying to just like have fisticuffs with all these huge towering men in slow motion because she's moving so slow, and she's like 4'0" nothing. It was just ridiculous, man. If you're going to do that, at least get someone that looks somewhat imposing. Not that a 6'1" woman will do that much better either, but at least it looks a little bit more believable. But god damn, that was silly. Stuff like that, people are going to pick at as well, you know. Giancarlo Esposito, he didn't really feel like he belonged there, kind of. He just felt like a tacked on villain. It was almost like it was below his pay grade almost. Like, it was like he deserves bits better than that, you know. Like, that just seemed a bit, yeah, it was just a throwaway villain, you know. I enjoyed how they brought in Betty Ross into it. She's back and it's actually her, not an actor swap. But I didn't find, you know, Falcon's talk no jutsu, you know, technique to be that enthralling. Like, I liked it a few times when it worked. I liked how he talked down Ross in was it the submarine or whatever they were in? I liked when he took down Ross in that, but when he was actually the Hulk and he's out of his mind as the Hulk and he just does the thing like, it's not you, you gotta remember your daughter. Like, I was like, come on, man, are you gonna talk no jutsu to him? Even Black Widow had to do some manipulative sexual shit to Banner to get him to turn back normal, let alone Falcon going, remember your daughter, you know. It just seemed so, yeah, that seems silly, man. What they should have done, if you've already got Liv Taylor, have her come there, or have Falcon have called her earlier and stall until she comes, and then she calms him down. That's believable, especially since you've already built this whole narrative up of how he misses his daughter and he wants to reconnect with her. Everything is for his daughter now. Like, the whole narrative was set up perfectly for her to come in and be the one that calms him down. I don't know if that was the original script because it seemed almost like the no-brainer. It seemed crazy that didn't happen. Like Betty coming in to be the one to calm Hulk down, you know, Red Hulk. I guess they wanted to give that to Sam. Like, you know, it's funny because I used to always complain about the female character coming in and taking the shine away from the male lead hero, because especially if it's a girlfriend character, we've always complained about that from all these superhero films coming up, because they want to give the girl something to do. But this is where it actually makes sense in the narrative to do it. And it's not really the superhero's girlfriend. It was literally someone that's connected to the main villain, you know? So it would have made sense narratively to have Betty come in and do that. But yeah, I haven't seen the post-credit scene. Maybe I can quickly check it out now and talk about if there is one. I'm not going to react to it because it's probably some serious copyright. Multiverse shit. Others? The fuck? Okay, so I just watched the post-credit scene. I would have loved to have just put it in the video, but, you know, copyright and all that. So yeah, the leader comes in and tells him about basically the multiverse, it seems like he's telling them about. And they're just building up to Avengers Doom and Avengers, it's not Kang anymore, is it? I don't know what it's called now. I haven't been following, I haven't really cared about the MCU like that for a long time now. Yeah, there was, again, like this movie, there was a lot of like little things that made me care again a little bit, because there was like bits of lore, like the way I love lore. I love how they were talking about the Celestial. I loved how they were using adamantium, like to bring in adamantium. I love all that kind of stuff, and that was what I used to love about the MCU. So bringing that back, especially in a serious tone and not just laughing at everything and making everything silly. If you're not taking it seriously, then why would I fucking take your shit seriously out? It's for kids then, you know. But I think one of the biggest things I loved about this film was it took itself somewhat seriously, you know, and I was like, that's all I can ask for right now with the MCU. Beggars can't be choosers. But yeah, overall it's decent, you know, with some missteps here and there. I don't think it's that bad, but yeah, just stop with this whole race swap, mantles. It's just ridiculous. And yes, I know some people are going to say, oh, you like Terry McGinnis. Again, Batman's in that. I mean, this is what I said earlier. Batman's in that. Bruce Wayne is there guiding him at all times, you know. When Miles Morales is Spider-Man, Peter Parker's always there, you know. He's always the other person you control, or he's always giving him advice in the corner. He's always just there, so you accept Miles like that. Captain America, Steve Rogers was nowhere to be seen in this. And maybe if he was there in the background here and there, maybe people would have accepted it better, because it feels like the real Captain America's there. And I'm going to say that, the real Captain America, because especially for Falcon, it's so bad because he's already got his own identity. He's the Falcon. He's been with the Falcon since 1969 in the comics, you know. And for him to drop his identity to take a new one up, maybe in universe that could kind of make sense, because Captain America is supposed to be like this title that the US government is using now for people when you have to have a Captain America. But out of universe, we know how silly it is, and that's why it doesn't blend well, you know. Because out of universe, we all know that Captain America is not really a title. It's not just something you pass on. It's not just something you pass on like general or president or commander. He's already got a title in his title, captain. You know, maybe you can be General America or Commander America, I don't know, but he could have just had his own name. If you can take the shield and take up the American colors, you know, like I Am Patriot or something. But yeah, anyway, this review's gone on long enough. I gave you my general thoughts and my feelings about this. I might still do the video essay. I feel like I did a bit of a video essay in this review, to be honest with you. And yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Did you enjoy the movie? I thought it wasn't that bad. It wasn't terrible. But unfortunately, the way the MCU has gone, and there's no more trust, and the fact that he's basically in cosplay of somebody else, I think those are the things that has weighed down on this film. Honestly, if I'm being real with you. And if you take your bias out of it a little bit and just really deep it, like really analyze what's happening, you can actually, I think you can see it. You'll see it. Because I actually think if this was a Falcon movie and they sold it as a Falcon movie and they just made the story, like they kind of did that thing where you've set it up from in a previous film and you want to see how the story ends, I think it would have probably did better, or it would have at least resonated better with word of mouth and the normies, like my friend that I talked about, who was confused about why Captain America was a different person, who he didn't recognize even, I mean, he recognizes Falcon, but he's like, why is he Captain America? You know, that's the normie, that's his normie opinion, innit? But maybe other normies will see differently. But anyway, that's my video. Thanks for watching. Please let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Peace.